What's the difference between TIG welding downhill and TIG welding uphill? It's important to know the difference between these two and how the details of each can either help you or hurt you. So, do you know the difference between these two welds? They're essentially the same weld. Doing them uphill and downhill are drastically different. This is one I've toyed with for many years. I've definitely found some differences between one to the other. One application I like for certain things, and for some applications, I definitely don't like using it. So today, we're gonna run these passes. We're gonna compare the difference between what happens and how it can either help you or hurt you. I've got two of the same joint here. Each one is an outside corner joint. It's 3.2 millimeters thick, or 1/8 of an inch, and I'm gonna have them positioned in the exact same angles like so. I will be setting my machine up to run a basic amount of amperage that I would essentially use to run an outside corner joint. I will use the same setting as a constant amperage, and I'm gonna weld each joint with it. Okay, taking a look at these two different examples here. Let's look at this one first. So this was welded in a static position, and I positioned myself to weld it as is, traveling half of the length down and half of the length up. So the machine was set at a set 100 amps for the entire thing. Taking a look at the first half here, trying to get everything to blend properly, and then once it did, actually get into the base material was a little bit difficult. I was doing little pauses each step to make sure I tried to let it blend as much as possible, but when you're traveling downhill, definitely it's a little bit trickier to get it to fully blend into the base material. Now, taking a look at traveling vertical up at this point, we were actually able to move a little bit more freely. Things weld as normal in this position. Traveling uphand or vertical up is definitely easier to get better penetration, and your heat is actually able to do a better job to sink your filler material into the base plate. Now, taking a look at it here, we could definitely see a difference in the overall appearance between these two passes. So looking at the downhill first, it looks decent upon first glance here. However, if we compare it to our uphand section, we can definitely see that there is a difference in the overall appearance. Comparing the difference to one of the most important things as far as a visual appearance that I like seeing is puddle shape and puddle definition. Overall, the puddle shape stayed pretty good. They were nice and round, exactly the way we want. But take a look at the difference in the appearance of the definition. Looking at the uphand here, we actually see a lot more definition with each step. Each step is much more clearly defined as we traveled up over the joint. And when comparing it to our downhill, we can see that we don't have the same overall appearance. Our puddle definition is much more vague, as things aren't able to actually form properly traveling downhill. Looking at our passes overall, everything did blend in pretty nicely. However, you can definitely see the difference in overall puddle definition. Now flipping it over. So for our 100 amps traveling down, we can see that our heat almost did nothing to this. It basically sat on the outside, and even though we had a decent looking pass, which actually sat down into the joint pretty well. But again, we don't see any penetration. Now we can see that our uphand definitely sat down just as nicely, had better definition. And you can see that we definitely did get in there much better with the uphand. We have a decent amount of consistent penetration right from the start to about the middle where we stopped. And again, taking a look at it here, this was done with the exact same static setting. 100 amps looks completely different for each of these passes. And again, looking at the penetration, we definitely see a real difference between these two. Taking a look at the second example here. So this one was welded at 110 amps, so 10 amps higher than the last joint. We can see that overall everything is performing a little bit better. We see a lot more speed being used with the downhill here. Things heated up a little bit quicker, so we were able to get going. However, once again, our filler material is just kind of sitting on the surface. This is 3/32 of an inch rod, or 2.4 millimeters. So this rod is definitely doing its job to fill it up enough. Taking a look at the uphill here, we can see that things are getting hot right away. So a good amount of filler is definitely necessary to keep this from running away from us. Traveling uphill, we're allowing it to sink in and blend in properly with each step. So overall, once again, going uphill definitely performed a little bit better. We see that overall things have sunk in and taken a better shape overall with this. However, once again, we have a difference in puddle definition. Looking at the uphill stuff, we definitely see that the puddle definition is a lot better, more defined with each step. And although the downhill did turn out pretty well as far as shape and profile, we definitely see the definition is not as defined as the uphill section. Once again, taking a look at it lengthwise, everything blended in pretty nicely here. As we travel along, the filler material sat down exactly the way we wanted it to in the joint. But now flipping it over. So taking a look at 110 amps traveling down, we can see that the penetration did get in there a little better on this one. Considering the heat and speed that we were using, I definitely would have thought we would have got a little bit more than this. However, we did get in there a little bit just because I was pausing and allowing it to fully blend and do its job. Taking a look at the vertical up, however, we can definitely see the difference between the two. The vertical up, we punched through with a lot more consistent and even penetration. The filler material was completely able to do its job, and as we paused for each step to let the filler material blend into the base material a little better, we see that it did a much better job of achieving proper penetration. Again, comparing the two sides, traveling down was okay. We definitely punched through with enough penetration. Compared to the uphand section, we got more penetration with that one. So overall for settings, this one was much better, but the overall difference is always going to be with the appearance. Typically when traveling downhill, you are going to see a little less puddle definition. Your overall shape will be a lot flatter and less clearly defined for each step, whereas the uphand section, not only are we going to achieve better penetration, which is basically the most important part of doing some of these welds, but I personally like the look of these much better. We see the finish much shinier and less foggy or cloudy than we do with the downhill section. The downhill section definitely loses a bit of its shine and takes on more of a dull finish. So definitely, if you are going for something that is going to be functional as well as look good, if you are able to travel uphill, I think it is safe to say that you are able to get a little bit more definition and make things look a little bit more tidy traveling uphand. But again, just my opinion, and this is a cool way to break down the differences between the two.